Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and in today's episode of Great Engineer, Terrible Driver, we are going to design a 2010 utility premium vehicle in automation and hot lap it in BeamNG.drive on the automation test track. What driver score will I achieve today? We shall find out. 2010 utility premium. That means something large, really large. And the first thing I spot here is 3.3 meter wheelbase. And no, we did have the, what was it? The heavy utility build, right? And I don't want to repeat a two-seater build in the utility segment. So why not make it real luxury and try to overlap it? Not only with some of the more sporty segments, but a bit wider than this, like a bit more into the family stuff and a bit more into the luxury stuff. And this one might do just fine. A four-door, massive body, and we can pump it full of luxuries. So why not pick this one? Pick me up! The puns are real. And I get shot for terrible humor. So let's get going. And what do we need for this panel material? It's premium, so let's go with partial aluminium. We are using maybe a light truck monocoque? That could work. Yeah, let's do this. I mean, it does make sense. Especially for pickups. So we use, it's premium, so we can use advanced high strength steel. It's not super necessary to do so, but that will give it a nice solid, non-torsioning feel. You don't need massive panel gaps if you're using such a stiff chassis. And then we go with a front longitudinally mounted four-wheel drive setup. And we do want to have in the front double wishbone and in the rear double wishbone. Or do we want to have coil? Oh, that is tricky. I mean, this one is not necessarily made for super heavy loads. Let's see, which how bad was the load capacity on this? Ah, yeah, I balanced it that way. We could go multi-link because that is just premium. It's like a double wishbone, but let's optimize it for more load capacity. I think that makes sense. It is quite expensive, mind you, but I think a solid choice for a premium category. Now for the engine. How about something fancy? Why not something real nice and fancy? Although I'm not entirely sure what kind of budgets they are after, but we could go for something like this. Oh yeah, that would be really fancy in a family utility premium vehicle. It would be a little bit more on the luxury side of premium, I would estimate. But maybe we can get a little bit of a foot into the sports premium segment there as well for the SUV market. So if this one doesn't work out because it's just too expensive, we can always switch back to the trusty old V8. And Alzi it is, and we go, it's 2010, we go with dual overhead cam 4, Alzi and none. How large? It's premium, so let's go around 6 liters. Slightly over square, under square, sorry. I always mix them up and always correct myself instantly because I actually know what they mean, but yes. Yeah, we don't need much revs from this one, so the extra stroke doesn't really matter. And we go with kind of standard components. They won't be stressed. That's how we save some money on this build. And how about hypertectic cast? I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. Let's go with reasonably low cam profile here. Be slightly below normal because it is has some utility purposes. VVT obviously. That is a must for all modern engines. And no turbocharger. Injection, multi-point. Don't want to go direct injection on this one because the engine is not really that important to them. And fuel use, I mean, if you're driving a vehicle like this, you don't care about fuel anyway. So configuration single is fine, standard, yeah, let's go cheap. And cheap fuel. And then a fuel mixture of 14? Is that a nice compromise? Maybe a little richer actually. 13.5. We don't want to get a penalty on our sportiness rating. Ignition timing. Well, it's EFI, so I don't care. 70. 70 is good. And RPM limit. 6,500? Should be possible with this one. Shortcast. Three-way cat. Dual exhaust, yes. Although that might be a bit on the expensive side, and we don't care about exhaust efficiency all that much. And then we go with a single reverse flow muffler. And of course, larger exhaust. That was starting to become a little knocky. Reduce the compression. There we are, 324 horsepower. But we are revving a little high. Yeah, that looks pretty usable. From 1,400 to 4,200 RPM, you have full torque, basically. That's good. So maximum amount of power in the low end region here of the power torque curve. Very good. That's exactly what we needed. And of course, it will sound nice. 40 valve technology. Oh yeah. Here we go. Yep, sounds good. Fill factor, very full, but no issues with length. That's fine. So we take the 4-door variant, and then we see how... Whoa, what a monster. Okay, so can we make this even larger? Yes, we can. Oh, wow, how large can this one be? Are you kidding me? I think that's a little bit of overkill, maybe. So let's make this more reasonable. Something like this. And maybe... no, that's fine. That is fine. Put that backslide. Oh no, we do want a cabin space. And this can... all this one can be... you can make this even larger. How large can this thing be? Like 15 meters long or something? Look at this. What? That's not a car. That's a... yeah, well, we've already determined it's a whale, so... but, yeah. Let's put this back to... this looks almost reasonable. Almost. It's still, like, massive. Colors and fixtures come later, as always. And now, all-wheel drive it is. And we go with advanced automatic, 6 gears. Don't need much more than this. Utility... yeah, and it doesn't have to be fast either. But we don't want to be too slow. We don't want to get any kind of penalties for being a slow-ass vehicle. And let's put a manual lock on this one, just in case you want to go off-roading a bit. Needs larger tires, obviously, but that's something to do later on. The same goes for the power distribution. We can set that later. Radial tires, yeah, modern tires don't really need to be cross-ply anymore. They have fixed the issues with the sidewall stiffness and strength when you go off-roading. So it's a non-issue, but probably going for a hard long life here and make them a little wider because this thing calls for wider tires. And, oh, can't have wider than this. Need to activate the wheel wells like that so that we can get bigger things on there. Ah, yeah, much better. Okay, how about 2 25s all around? That's a better size for the tires. Now we just need rams. Let's put some rams on there. 80 profile, nah. 85 profile, yeah. This looks about right. Massive truck. Oh yeah. Alloys. Vented disc, 4-piston, and big. And then we have vented disc, probably 2-piston, and almost as big. And we can go down to 30, I would assume. That's all good. Off-road skid tray. We don't want to damage our fancy V10 in there. That would be a travesty. Cooling flaps, nah, not really needed. But airflow, yes, we do want airflow. Much airflow. Don't want to harm our nice little V10. And it's premium, so let's go with 4 seats. Luxury, and... ooh, this is expensive. Premium CD is dirt cheap now. But premium sat-nav, that should be good enough. Otherwise, go for the $8,000 option. Luxury infotainment. Nah, it doesn't have to be. And here, how about... it doesn't have to be too fancy, but variable hydraulic could work. Or we just go for the smushy feel. Super cheap, smushy feel, economical. Yeah, that's not a car you drive on track anyway, so maybe go with this cheap option. And then modern electronic stability control and standard safety. It's a family category though, so maybe they do want to have the advanced one, but then we would... long engineering time, very, very long engineering time. Let's go for standard. I mean, if you collide with anything in this vehicle, you probably win. Active comfort suspension, that is good for off-roading as well. And nothing too fancy on the dampers. And utility premium, okay. Utility premium, that is correct. And I mean, it's spot on already. There's not much to change. 142, straight for the strike. That's a good build. All right, then we need to do some minor tuning here. If we go for a normal setting, that should up it even more, or make it slightly better. Off-road premium. We do have low sportiness penalty. How far off are we? Is my question. So detailed stats, sportiness, minus 125%. Okay. And the main thing comes from the circle test. We can straighten that out, no trouble whatsoever, that's fine. Can make that far less of an issue, and yes, it's absolutely terrible. Our brakes turn out to be rather oversized. They still need to be 320s for the fade. Yeah, so maybe we need to go with a lower piston count here actually, and then up the size, because we do want to get rid of the utility penalty that comes from brake fade. So it turns out we can't make this handle any better without going for larger tires in one end and the wrong end. Okay, but wider tires overall seem to be correcting this issue, which is good. So if we go with 255s front and rear, can we even do that? Yes. Yes. And now I just need to retune the suspension and it should be good. Let's see. And we should have... yes, we're getting rid of our penalty in sportiness. Very good. Now I just need to kill the terminal oversteer and we're good. Okay, now we're juggling with some serious on the edge stuff. Both the low end and the high end steering speeds are very much on the edge. This one wants to escape upward and this one wants to escape upward, but it gives us pretty good scores, and if you don't care, you can get even higher score. They seem to like it. Gives us slightly more sportiness. Oh, with the new tires, we did have a bit of a different brake setup requirement. Much more grip in the front during braking. And maybe it's even worth going with medium compound tires. Oh, wow. That is a spike. And I think we need to compromise a bit more. Larger rim diameter. Even larger rim diameter. That straightens things out nicely for the handling. And should give us extra grip. And, oh wow, they need now even more brake power. Do we have to go for 6 pistons? Yes, we do. Holy shit. And the only thing we can improve here is to go with variable electric. They do like that better. Understandable. I mean, we are only at 86.7% affordability. That's still very high. But if we are going too far down that path of just beefing up everything, then we kill the other markets. It's not necessarily what we want. So right now, it's a phenomenal off-road premium and utility premium vehicle, just as we wanted. But still makes for some decent other cars, even luxury. Even some of the luxury and premium car buyers and luxury superior buyers are coming over to our ultra pickup. That's promising. At least in Kazmir. I think in Florinia, when they see this, they are flipping out. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's not quite as green, is it? We do have a weight distribution of 61 to 39. But, on the other hand, we do have potentially a lot of weight in the rear. And I'm asking that question, or looking at those figures, because I want to determine what kind of power distribution we want. So, optimal would be something around there, if it's empty. But that's not really what we want, is it? Because we want to have it somewhat more to the rear. Or rather, in the middle, because as soon as you load this thing down, then it will be pretty even front to rear. So let's leave it at 45-55. I think that's a decent enough compromise. And I backed off on the rim diameter and tire diameter slightly, because those wheels were just too large. They were already touching wheel arches. It's not necessarily what I would want to design for. Oh, also, I forgot, maybe this one should actually have steelies. Yeah, I believe so. Okay, steelies it is, just because of the off-road. We don't want to shatter them. And while that doesn't increase our score in utility premium, indeed it only ups it by 0.1, I'm mainly doing it for the other categories. One thing I would like to try out in the engine is if maybe a dual dual reverse flow is better. And for that, we do need to lower compression one more tick. Okay, let's try it out. Why does it knock all of a sudden? Why does it want to knock if we put the other reverse flow on? Ah, still single. Ah, there we have it. Okay. Yeah, that's actually better. It's quieter, and they like this somehow. Yes, they very much like it. Maybe because it's it's very comfort focused actually. 13.3% is the second highest. That makes sense then. Well, apart from the utility rating of this body. Another thing I do wonder is maybe a V12 might even be better. Although we are getting into insanity territory here. Let's switch it around and go for a V12. Nope, okay. It's not better, at least not in 7.2 liters. So we stay with our V10 and almost 160 score. Did I say almost? Well, upping the cam profile to 30, almost normal, did make it to a 160. Alright, I'm really happy with this build. Such nice stats for a vehicle like this. Utility premium. And they don't let the premium be in parentheses or anything, but it's like utility in small letters and premium! Yeah, it's a proper premium vehicle. Let's have a final look at the markets. This is looking brilliant. Exactly what we wanted. And now it is time to design this thing. And there we are, the Amterra Buffalo. It is, and yeah, it's special. I would describe its look as ugly in a good way. Somehow, it is ugly in a good way. It certainly does have maybe not so much premium look, but it's a looker for some reason. Looker not necessarily in a just good way, but it is imposing. You can't take that from it. I could have done a little bit extra. Maybe I should just add a little step here. That could be nice. A nice addition. Let me just quickly do that. Alright, much better. That is much better. It's looking fancy. It's looking really fancy. Now it's no longer ugly. Of course. But I think I put everything on here which is appropriate. And roof racks, and I didn't mess up the interior of this one because I didn't place headlights on the thing that folds down, on the tray thingy. And I have my dual exhaust down here. Some design recalls from the front. It's a little bit kind of 80s retro styling in the 2010s. Yeah, the headlights are so questionable. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I should try something else. Yeah, let me have another go at it. Oh, holy shit, what is this abomination? Okay, I don't think this has made it any better. I did want to show it to you. Look at my creation. Oh no. Like when you just look at this configuration, it's pretty nifty. But what the hell do you put on there as headlights? Okay, this is looking a lot better. It's no longer suffering from severe eye cancer. But oh no, undo. Yeah, okay. I gotta grab it from here. Could have it all the way inside, but then it looks somewhat derpy, doesn't it? It's kind of working. Yeah, I think this is as good as it will get. Better than before, probably. Still weird. Not quite as weird. Okay, another quick... Oh? Is this one a different light? What the hell is going on with the colors here? Come on, select this one. There we go. Alright. So, the Amterra Buffalo. Now also with reddish lights there. And in the rear as well. Yes. Okay, that worked. Ooh, okay, designing one of these buffaloes is not easy. But now it's done. And it is very premium. And it does look mediocre at best. But that's not why we're here. We're here to drive it. Or first, we need to send it to the test track. So let's do that now. Final look at the markets. Beautiful. 160 in the target demographic. And now we send it on the track. Let's see what it can do. Short gearing. Third gear already. Fourth gear. And it sounds pretty awesome. And it is back out on the straight. And what time do we get? A 2:37:54. And here it is. The Amterra Buffalo. What a beast. Oh, yes. And can we blind it? Can we blind you? Yes, there we go. Yeah, pretty imposing, actually. It's not a bad looker when you kind of ignore some features of the front. But yeah, we don't care about that too much. Let's have a quick word. So this is... Let's switch off the blinkers, yes. This is, of course, a fully automatic vehicle. And we assume it has sports mode. And this is all-wheel drive. and we have no diffs locked. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what it should be. Oh, now. Okay. Well, that's weird. What the hell happened there? I think this needs a restart or something. Oh, now it's working. What the hell? Okay. Well, it certainly doesn't sound like a utility vehicle, but whoa, you sit so high up over the ground. Oh, you can't even see how fast it's going. Oh, well, it's just a bit of off-road. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's made for this. Yeah, the Amterra Buffalo. Without the electronic stability control, it's actually pretty difficult to drive. Yeah, I don't know if I actually want to do that. But it is, it's feeling very different. It's hard to describe. Sit up so high, it's hard to estimate what's going on. Also big roll angle, and yeah, it's certainly not a car you want to take around the track. And very unstable during high-speed braking if you don't have electronic stability controller. But it's not slow. That's the other thing. It's not slow and actually does, like, it steers and does all the good things. So it's not terrible. Not at all. Oh, alright. Let's try it out. Load it up. And squatting motion. Third gear, fourth gear. And brakes. And steer in early. Yeah, you gotta steer in very early for this. But we got through here at a decent speed. That's good. And now we're just sliding. Come on, where's the grip? There. Now, full throttle. Out of here. All the grip in the world. But now, Brian's bend, lift off. Oh, slidey. Well, that was good. That was good. Early braking. This thing is heavy. It needs early braking. And out of here. Oh, that was good. This is a good line. And Caswell's carousel coming up. And also a bit of braking. Can't ride this one too fast. And out of here. Oh, that was beautiful. So now, question is, how fast will we get? And, oh, sixth gear. How fast will we get? And do we have to lift off? The answer is, let's see, and yes. So, lift off now. Okay, yeah, and full throttle again. 186. Nice. Now, early braking for this one. Yes, good. 100. Still too fast. Oh, it's a little slidey. But, oh, that was good. Yeah, good line. Not at the limit for certain, but what do you expect? Now, brakes here. Brakes. And, oh, that's good. Oh, so heavy. It feels heavy too. And there we are out of the corner, out of Kilrup chicane, into Pomsicle towards Adams Apex. And let's get into position. Gotta be careful here. And slow down a lot. Yes. Oh, it's still too fast. Perfect. Okay, out of here. Whew. Yes. Cossack corner coming up. Don't mess it up. And yeah, the speed is good. Oh, steering getting light. Oh, it's looking good. And Lamb's Hope, last corner. And we can run wide because we are off-road. Yes. And to the line in 2 minutes. 35.4. The Amterra Buffalo? Yes, I'm baffled. No, the Amterra Buffalo. It has the weirdest headlights in its class, but also it's driving pretty good, so I don't really care. It is behaving like a decent-ish truck. It is controllable around the track, has its quirks, but overall, it's actually a pretty good vehicle. And scoring like crazy. So, obviously a good build. I don't really know if you got any eye cancer while watching me designing this thing, but anyway, it is what it is. And it did behave on the test track. Let's see how we did. In automation, it managed around the test track a 2 minutes 37.54. And in BeamNG.drive, I managed to drive it around the test track in 2 minutes 35.40. Not too shabby for a Buffalo. Not too shabby. As always, you will find the download link to this car in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.